Hello, and welcome to the Anheuser-Busch Beer Report. I want to give a big thanks to Anheuser-Busch exec team and the Budweiser subsidiary for the opportunity to collaborate and present our finding in this year's 2019 Beer and Brewery Spotlight. The link below provides additional analysis, detail, and reproducible results that will be presented. The objective of this analysis to assess the relationship of alcohol by volume of beer, ABV, and the International Bitterness Unit of Beer, IBU, for the data that was provided. We reviewed over 2,000 types of beer produced in 158 breweries across 51 states, including Washington, D.C. When we looked at the most produced beer style, American IPA had the highest beer style. Most favored beer style, one would say. Below, you'll see the top 5 beer styles produced in the United States. American IPA represents just under 18% of all styles produced. Before we jump into the analysis, we just wanted to take a quick note on how we handled missing values, especially as they related to ABV and IBU. When we looked, there were 3% of ABV of beer contained missing values, and also 43% of IBU of beer contained missing values. All missing values were removed from the following analysis as they related to the respective measuring categories. So, for example, South Dakota was removed from the IBU beer analysis because all values were missing. When we looked at ABV, we found that Washington, D.C. and Kentucky both produced the highest alcohol by volume of beer when taking the median value of ABV by state. For both DC and Kentucky, the ABV median value was 0.063. As you can see in the below graph, this is in close proximity to the top 5 median states ABV beer produce in production. Below you'll see an indication to the appendix where you can find the full median ABV by state graph. When we looked at the bitterness, we found that Maine, with the median of 61 on the International Bitterness Unit scale, had the highest in production when looking over IBU by state. As you can see in the graph below, there is a large difference in IBU median by state when we contrast that by the alcohol by volume that we previously just looked at. Also, in the appendix, you can also get a full view of the IBU by state. Taking some time, taking the same median data set and comparing alcohol by volume and International Bitterness Unit of beer, respectively, across the United States region, we can see that as we move from east to west, there appears to be an increase in median beer production in ABV and IBU, perhaps indicating these regions have a preference for an increased level of ABV and IBU. To answer this specific relationship question between alcohol by volume and International Bitterness Unit, we will conduct a assessment of correlation, and we'll look at a fitted plot in the next slide. This can be shown as which one is strong or weak. So what we found was in the graph provides a linear relationship between bitterness and alcohol volume of beers. The red line indicates a positive relationship. In other words, as bitterness increases, there is evidence to suggest ABV also increases. The top right banner summarizes the correlation output, where 45% of variation is explained by the amount of IBU. In conclusion, you can find other additional information in the link provided below. We found that the American style was the highest produced style, and also for consideration, we also evaluated that there is a positive relationship between alcohol volume and bitterness.